All right, you guys, so here's part 3. And I only have 14% of my battery left for this one. So things get really intense in part 3. As I was talking to you, as I was mentioning that I worked at Lockheed. I was paid very little. But it was the most amazing experience of my life because I got to go through I got to see some of the most amazing people, generals, and just passing by through the business lobbies and working up front and being part of big, huge presentations, and it was nice. Okay, like I was grateful for the experience. It was life changing for me. Okay, previously to that, I'd worked in finance management, accounting, HR clerk, HR management, time record keeping, payroll processing. I'd done every part of business except for this one. And so, shameless plug. That's why I know about how to run a business. It's because I've literally done every part of business that it takes to start it, to run it, and to keep it going. So, this part that I learned was business continuity, crisis management. These are things that not everybody has. A lot of small businesses don't have business continuity because they can't afford it, or they don't really know how to create the structure to continue doing business if something was to happen to their business, or how they were, or their products, or how they're doing business. But anyhow, through that, thank you, Jesus, I was able to work hard. I reformatted about 89, 90 different contracts for business continuity in different departments for different areas all over the U.S. And it was amazing because I kept getting raises like no other. And it was gone. It was completely gone. Because it was, I was allowed like an opportunity. I would ask and I would ask like, hey, is there anything I can help with? And they're like, yeah, sure, here you go. And before they even gave me a raise, I was doing things that people with degrees and people that were supervisors were doing. And I was just volunteering, like, hey, can I help with this? Can I help with that? And I just started learning. I started absorbing everything around me. And I just, just with the most teachable experience of saying, okay, how can I serve you? How can I help? What can I do to make your load just a little bit easier? And truly, that was the heart. Like, there was no intention for a pay increase, but when the pay increase came, boy, was I happy. And they felt it was really deserved. So I was grateful that, I was able to be an asset to the company. And I was trained in different areas, different badging, different security departments, different, just different things that the Lord had allowed me to do through my management and through senior management. And it was pretty amazing. Okay, so in and through that, and with the businesses that I'd started, I was still doing table sales on the weekends with the jewelry, and I was literally giving books away for women to hear and read my story and be healed through the restoration and the power of Jesus Christ. And it was a lot. So I opened up my business accounts. I put, the funding in through there, and I just did it. And then when I was done renting the rooms, and I said, okay, it's time for me. I've got a little bit of money saved. It was time for me to start looking for a house. And my daughter-in-law said, hey, you need to talk to Kim Milligan. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, Kim Milligan, you need to talk to her. She's a realtor. And I'm like, there's realtors everywhere. Like, I have tons of friends that are realtors. But let me tell you, the people that I thought were my friends and that were realtors didn't come through. They didn't search. They didn't go above and beyond. They didn't do their due diligence. I can go, never mind. But I have tons of friends that I thought were my friends that are realtors. I still love you guys, but you didn't help me out. And so, but it was really a God thing, because when the Lord brought Kim, I had just finished cleaning the house. I was crying. I was tired. I was exhausted. She picked me up in her vehicle and she took me from house to house to house to look at and see each and every one of them. And so, I kid you not, this house that I live in now was the very last one she brought me to look at. And I stood out and I looked at the gate and I said, this is it. She's like, really? But you haven't even seen it. And I'm like, no, this is it. I just know this is it. And she opened the door. I walked in and I said, yep, this is it. I saw the laundry room. I said, yep, this is it. I saw the bedrooms. I said, yep, this is it. I saw the restroom. I said, yep, this is it. I said, there's some renovations that are needed. There's some fixing that needs to be done. But this one's it. And she said, you don't want to keep looking? You don't want to? I said, no, do whatever we need to do. Offer them $10,000 more than what they're asking. She says, really? I said, yeah. Yeah. And she did. And we got the approval. They accepted our offer. I wrote a letter to the owners telling them about Vindicated Gems nonprofit and what I wanted to do, who I am. And yeah. Guys, don't tell me God can't do it. I had a 2016 W-2 with the best job that I left, remember, from part 2, for $30,000. I didn't stay all year yet, so $30,000 is what I made. I had two bank accounts, one for the Vindicated Gems jewelry and one for the cleaning business. And they were showing income, revenue. And I was doing pretty good. Thank you, Jesus. Those times I would clean up to 7 houses in one weekend. Yes, I did just say that. 7 houses in one weekend. Don't even ask me how I did it. I don't even know now. I get tired even thinking about it. But let me tell you, I had one W-2 for $18,000 that I made in 2019. 2018 or 19. Maybe 19. My point is, that's what they used to approve me for the house. I tell you, God did it, because there's no way on God's given earth that I was supposed to be approved for this house for this much, and with only an $18,000 W-2. So don't tell me God can't do it. That's just one excuse that I don't believe. And so when he did that, I moved in. And I received $500 back. And I didn't have to put a down payment. And I used the little bit of money that I had to move in and buy things that I needed for the house. So when you see the renovations and everything that has been done to the DIY, the projects, the this, the that, God has been moving through in and through it. And it's all through having a relationship with him, through hearing his voice, through seeking him and having daily encounters. 2020, I was applying for a supervisor position, and I told the Lord I don't qualify. And he just said, create this sheet of qualifications, pull up your calendar, use all of the events that you've been to and the training, and list it. I said, okay. There I was, listing everything. And sure enough, I encouraged another person, the guy that I knew needed to be the person to do the job. And I told him, hey, I'm going to apply for this job, but I think you need to do it because this is your job. You're already doing it. Like, apply for this job. And so he didn't want to. And I said, look, if you don't, I will. And he says, okay, well, teach me. So we started spending time together. I taught him everything that I'd been learning. We'd gone over some stuff, and so he got the job. But on a small whim, I just felt like, I'm gonna send my resume over here. Let's just see what happens. Then I get a phone call from Davis Defense Group, and they asked me if I could come for an interview, and I said yes. I went for an interview, and it's just been amazing. We were working from home the first year, and it was just amazing. So working from home gave me the capability to finish my degree and build a backyard oasis. And so I did. I worked and I learned and I did my due diligence, and then after work I would go outside and build, or I would go online and take classes. And I did my due diligence, and in 2020, with the Lord's help, I was able to finish my degree that I'd been trying to finish for 20 years. And created something in the backyard that I never thought possible. I was exhausted. My body hurt. It was amazing. And I could hear God so clearly, though, just ministering to me, just pouring into me, just sharing, like, we're tilling up the soil. We're turning the soil of your heart. We're turning the soil of your life. We're just taking everything and turning it upside down to make something new. And I just boo-hooed and I cried. I said, okay, Lord, let's do it. As painful as it was, I was ready. I wanted it. I wanted it more than anything on this earth. And so since I was already at a new job, And I mention lucky because, during COVID, a lot of places, you couldn't go to work if you were around anybody who had COVID. And I was grateful for them. I loved it there. But I couldn't go to church. So, because if I was around anybody that had COVID, I would have to miss work. So I didn't. I stayed home. The majority of the time, I would go to work and then come home. So then, when Mercy Culture opened, I was so excited when my friend said, "Hey, Dina, do you want to come check out this church with me?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's the one up the street from me." She says, "Yeah, that's the one." I said, "Okay, let's go. I can't wait." And so this concludes the new journey with Mercy Culture. This is video number 3. Okay? More videos to come. And I can't wait to tell you about all the amazing things God has done since then. So keep watching, stay tuned, and God bless you. Be encouraged. And ask Him, what are you doing in my life, Lord? What are those things that you want me to know? What are those things that you would like me to partner with you in? And what is it that you want to tell me? All right? God bless. Have a good day. Bye-bye.